This video is to show you how I filled my PE2 and PE3 forms. Now, these forms are statutory declaration forms for non-parking offences, for example, driving in a bus lane, driving in a congestion charge zone and not making payment. I am pointing this out because there are lots of other forms for other penalty notices on the traffic enforcement website. For instance, the TE7 and TE9 forms, which are often confused with this one. The TE7 and TE9 forms are witness statement for parking offences, so do double check that you're completing the right form. If you do want to double check, you can get in touch with the traffic enforcement agency. Their details are here. I'll just scroll back up. So you can get in touch with them via their postal address, the email, the phone number, or through fax. Let's move on to the form, starting with the PE3 form. Now, I found the form along with the PE2 form relatively straightforward to complete. I began by entering my PCN number. Then I entered my car registration number in the vehicle registration box. And then I entered my name in the applicants field and the location and date of my offense, which was I had driven in a congestion charge area. A couple of things to point out here. If I just scroll up, you will notice that it says the applicant, date and location of contravention. It's not needed by the Traffic Enforcement Center, so it's essentially up to you if you want to fill that or if you don't want to fill that. This is an option provided to you. But in my case, I filled it out. I don't know if it made any difference. I don't think it made any difference. But for my peace of mind, I did complete that section. Also worth knowing, as pointed out by the Traffic Enforcement Center, is that in the applicant's field, you must enter the registered keeper of the vehicle. So not the driver at the time of contravention if the driver was a different person from the person who is registered as the owner of the car. Once that was completed, I moved on to completing my name and address in the box provided below. And this had to be in block capital letters and in black ink. And then I moved on to the options, the three options that we have, where one is I did not receive the notice to owner, or I did not receive the enforcement notice, the penalty charge notice. The second one is I made representation about the penalty charge to the local authority within 28 days. The third one is I appealed to the parking traffic adjudicator. Read them properly to make sure you've got the full picture. There are a lot more than that. For me, given it was a congestion charge, and actually in my case, I had moved address. So essentially when that PCN was sent to my old address, I didn't receive it. So essentially I ticked the I did not receive the notice to owner. In the box below where I had to state my reasons, I stated exactly that, which was I have moved address, and I put my new address in the box. What I also did when I was sending the forms back to TEC, I also attached my driver's license, which had my latest address. But technically, I had not changed my address because my address needed to be changed in the V5 logbook, and that hadn't been updated yet. Maybe that was why they sent it to the wrong address. It's really worth seeking advice when putting your reasons down. I mean, you can go to a Citizens Advice Bureau or a solicitor because they can give you really good advice on what to put down and how to word it, and it may just improve your chances of a successful appeal. By the way, this is an appeal to get the bailiff order removed, not to cancel the penalty charge, which, if you are successful, you will then get the opportunity to pay the original PCN fine. The next thing I had to do was to sign and date the form, which I could not do unless I was in front of a commissioner for oath, an officer of the court appointed by the judge, or a justice of peace. I went to a solicitor and paid a really small fee, compared to what I was told I would have to pay at the county court. That is the end of that form. On to the PE2 form, which is similar. I entered my PCN number, my car reg number, applicant's name, the date and location of offense, and my name and address in block capital letters. I also stated the reason. Now, the reasons here is worded slightly different from the PE3, where you chose from three options and then you gave your reasons based on those three options. Whereas here in this PE2 form is asking you your reasons for filing the statutory declaration outside the given time. To be honest, there was very little difference in what I wrote in the PE3 as my reason to what I wrote here as my reason. But again, this is why it's worth seeking legal advice if you're really unsure on how to go about this. Then next section is to sign and date, and just like the PE3 form, this needs to be witnessed and should not be signed before getting it witnessed. Once I completed that, I scanned and emailed the forms with my driver's license as proof and followed the traffic enforcement center's instructions, which was I needed to state the phrase out of time together with my penalty charge number. And I put that in the subject line of my email. And my appeal was eventually successful. It took some time, but I got the results I wanted, and I hope you get the same too.